Let's be real for a second. Your 20s, they can kind of feel like a decade you can afford to waste, right? Like it's all just a dress rehearsal, a time to drift along and figure things out, eventually. But what if eventually is happening right now? What if this decade isn't a practice run, but the main performance that sets the stage for your entire adult life?
You know, this lyric from Pink Floyd's Time, it absolutely nails the quiet danger of your 20s. It's that slow, creeping feeling that the decade you thought was just for fun was actually the main event. And hey, if you feel like you've missed the starting gun, don't sweat it. This is all about how you can reclaim it right now.
Ah, this old line. You've heard it a million times. It's comforting, sure, but it might be one of the most dangerous ideas you can buy into. Because honestly, according to developmental psychologists, it's just not true. This simple phrase downplays what is, scientifically, the single most transformative decade of our lives.
Okay, get ready for this number. Researchers have found that a whopping 80% of life's most significant, life-altering events happen by the time you're 35. 80%. Your 20s aren't the warm-up, they're the critical time where you're laying the foundation for everything else. Every choice you make, and yeah, every choice you don't make, is drawing the map for the rest of your life.
So, what do we do about it? How do you actually take control? We're going to walk through a playbook of 5 super high-value actions you can take starting today. This is your game plan to stop drifting and start building the future you really want. First up, building your identity capital. Look, your 20s are not the time for dead-end, throwaway jobs. These are the critical years to build the assets, both professional and personal, that are going to define your entire career. It's not about finding your forever job right away. It's about collecting the skills and experiences that will build the person you want to become.
So what exactly is identity capital? Think of it like this. It's the currency of your adult life. It's every skill you learn, every tough project you tackle, every single thing that adds value to who you are. Because here's the deal. Drifting in a job you're overqualified for becomes a trap. So when you're at a crossroads, the rule is simple. Always, and I mean always, take the job that gives you the most capital.
And if you need a little fire under you, here it is. This statistic is a massive wake-up call. The work you do in your first 10 years creates this huge wave of momentum. You can either ride that wave for the rest of your career or spend the next 30 years trying to catch up to it. Now, that career momentum is one thing, but there's another superpower that you only really have in your 20s. And it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much time you have. And when you mix time with money, you unlock the magic of compound interest. So, let's play a little game. Check this out. We've got 3 investors. One's 20, one's 30, and one's 40. They all want to retire with a nice pile of cash at age 60. Who do you think wins?
Okay, here's the setup. Our 20-year-old invests just £200 a month, and they stop completely after only 10 years. Total investment, £24,000. The other 2 invest way more money for way longer. The 30-year-old puts in $72,000, and the 40-year-old puts in nearly $100,000. I mean, common sense says they should end up with more, right?
Wrong. And this right here is the magic of compounding. The 20-year-old, the one who put in the least amount of money, walks away with the most. A lot more. Why? Simple. Their money had 40 years to just sit there and grow on its own. Time is your most valuable asset. Not timing the market, just time.
To put another way, look at that return on investment. Almost 1,200%. That is the incredible power of the head start you have in your 20s. A small, consistent investment right now isn't just a good idea. It is mathematically way more powerful than a huge investment you make later on.
All right, so you're building your career capital, you're building your wealth. But the third piece of this puzzle, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And probably not in the way you think. So where do the best opportunities really come from? They come from what sociologists call your weak ties. These people are the bridges out of your personal bubble. I mean, think about it. Your best friends, they live in the same world as you. Your weak ties, they're the gatekeepers to brand new worlds you haven't even seen yet.
Your close friends, they know the same people, the same information, the same opportunities that you do. It's basically a closed loop. Weak ties are the key. They connect you to new industries, new ideas, new jobs. In fact, sociologist Mark Granovetter found that more than 75% of people found their jobs through these exact kinds of contacts, not their best friends.
So how do you do this? You got to be intentional. Show up to events, even when you don't feel like it. Ask your friends for introductions to their cool contacts. But here's the secret move. Lead with generosity. Instead of asking for a favor, ask, how can I help you? That's how you build real connections. Then just follow up, grab a coffee, and turn that acquaintance into a powerful, weak tie. Okay, so as you start building your career and your network, something else is going to start to grow: your paycheck. And this brings us to one of the biggest, most common traps of your 20s: lifestyle inflation.
I want you to remember this one habit because it will literally change your financial life. The next time you get a raise, pretend you didn't. Seriously, instead of upgrading your apartment or your car, upgrade your savings rate, put it on autopilot, pay your future self first. This one little habit is the difference between working forever and actually achieving financial freedom. So we've talked about building capital, wealth, and connections. That's all the how. But none of it really matters if you don't have a why. And that brings us to our last, and honestly, most important action: finding your purpose. Research shows that your personality changes more in your 20s than at any other point in your life. You become who you are by doing things, not by sitting around waiting to find out. And feeling better? It comes from making real adult commitments, not trying to avoid them. So start here. Ask yourself, what kind of life do I want at 30 or 35? And then work backward from there. That will give you a reason to get moving today. Okay, let me leave you with this one last image. Think of your life like an airplane taking off from New York, heading out west. Right now, in this moment, a tiny 1-degree shift in that plane's flight path is the difference between it landing in Seattle or all the way down in San Diego. That's where you are right now. The small, seemingly insignificant choices you make today: saving that extra $100, sending that one networking email, taking the job with more identity capital. Those choices are setting your life's trajectory. You see, once you're halfway across the country, it takes a massive amount of fuel and effort to change your destination. But right now, a tiny course correction can change everything.
Hey, if any of this hit home and you're ready to stop drifting and start designing your life with intention, subscribe to Rise Standard. We're here every day to give you that shot of motivation and clarity to help you build the future you actually want.
But listen, this isn't just about knowing this stuff, it's about doing it. So I've got a question for you. What is the one action you're going to take starting today? Drop it in the comments below. Let's make a public commitment. Let's keep each other on track. Let's get started.